Hey there! Stay logged on to your number one award-winning online radio station. Havoc Online Radio, the radio for the society.
The real taste of a man's belief is in the challenge of change which he must meet every day of his life. This is Havoc Online Radio and it's the Rays Show, anchored by your one and only Blessing Army. On today's episode, we'll be discussing something, but it is another Thursday, people, and soon it will be weekend, and you'll be having a lovely time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Yep. Okay, so how has your week been? How has work been? Yeah. I hope you're having a lovely time and you are not giving up, because that was what we talked about last week, yeah? So if you listened to me last week, we talked about not being failures, not giving up, because failure is part of the process to success. So you see, it's one of the stones, or should I say mountains, that we have to climb and make it our stepping stone. Remember last week I said you can choose to make your failure your stepping stone or your stumbling block. Okay, before I proceed, let me say a very big thank you to you at Blessing Osra. Thank you, Titus Chinedo. Yeah, thank you. So many of you guys are so much. Thank you for the love and thank you for your comments. I really appreciate. Yes. In case you're just tuning in, this is still Havoc Online Radio right on Instagram. And yes, and this is the Rays Show. So feel free to hit our like button and write on our comment section. Give us your suggestion, your recommendation. Give us your thumbs up. Yeah, just like our page, love the page, kiss the page. Yeah, just do something to the page and leave us comments. Yes, those comments actually help us to serve you better. Sometimes your comment inspires us to talk more on things that affect you, because without you, we won't be here. Without you, there's no need for us. So we have to talk about things, do things that affect you, that concerns us as humans. So let us relate. Yes, let's discuss right on the comment section. But if you want to talk to me personally, yes, it's welcome. So all you have to do is send me a DM on my Instagram page, Blessing Army. Yes, once you send me a DM, and I'm sure I'm going to reply and we'll get talking. Okay? Yeah, so this is the Havoc Online Radio and it's the Rays Show. Well, before I unveil today's topic, let us go on a brief break, and when we come back, we'll get inspired. Don't go anywhere. So you're welcome back from that break, and yes, today's topic is believe. What is your belief? Are you a believer? Okay, I'm actually talking about belief. Like, what do you believe? You believe. We hear so much about believing yourself, believing your creator. Sometimes some people even tell you, believe in me. Some persons want you to believe in them and all of that. So let's begin with the definition of belief. What is belief? Belief is the surety or certainty that something or someone exists, or the belief that something is true. Did I use the word believe again? Okay. is to be certain actually that something exists or something or someone is true or is positive. So that is what belief is all about. And if you listen to my opening comments, you would see that I said one of the tests, in fact, the real test of one's belief is change. Sometimes we believe that, things are going to work out so fine. And when things don't work out fine, that's a change, right? That's where your belief is tested. So when there's a twist in situation, your belief is what either, if it's strong enough, it keeps you grinding, or if it's not strong, it makes you begin to shiver, it makes you begin to feel bad, feel sad, feel like you're a failure. Okay, enough of the failure talk. We talked about that last week. So today we're talking about belief, and I want to ask you this: are you a believer? When I mean believer, I don't mean do you go to church. I don't mean do you go to mosques and all of that. I'm not asking if you're religious. I'm asking, like, what do you believe? Like, do you have an atom of belief in you? It is because it is belief that would help you have this drive in life. It is belief that it is whatever you believe that will actually become your reality. So, change is actually permanent. That's the only permanent thing that happens, because, yeah, of course, change change is constant, and change happens to be the realest. Let me use that word. test of your belief. So already I've defined what belief is all about. The truth is, yes, I agree with those that say if you believe, if you can think it, if you can believe, then you can achieve it. That is true, because our belief has a way of controlling our reality. It has a way of determining our reality. What happens to us, our belief actually helps us to strive on to want to become better. So if you believe you're a failure, trust me, you would be. If you believe that you're bright, if you believe you can be greater, you can be stronger, trust me, you can. You can. So your belief is very important. What do you believe in? It also affects our relationship with others, That is why there's this term that says like terms attracts like terms, yeah. So if I believe that I'm a success, I can't fail, or I can't accept to be a failure, it will be very difficult to relate with someone that sees like failure as normal thing. It will be very difficult to relate with someone that feels, okay, no, you know what? If I fail, that means I'm a failure. So sometimes our belief helps us relate with people. It determines the kind of people we relate with. It determines the kind of words that come out from our mouths. It determines our lives generally. It has its own way of directing our life. So, what is your belief? The second question for today. The first question I said earlier was, are you a believer? Now, the second question is, what do you believe? It has to, because today I'm intertwining change and belief, because change is just part of life that cannot be taken away from us. And at the same time, belief has its way of making life so easy or difficult for us. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your creator. Sometimes you have to believe in your instinct. Other times you just have to believe in some persons. Yeah, the world we are in now doesn't give room or doesn't agree to you believing in people, but some persons are worthy of our trust. So there are some persons you just have to believe, not because they're perfect, not because they might not be lying, but because we are human, and like I said earlier on, those things like failure, disappointment, like lies and all of that, sometimes we don't want to agree, but they are also part of life and they make up our experiences. So you see, you can make life worth it. So not to waste much of our time, I would like to make a few suggestions that will help us strengthen our faith. Now, these suggestions are related to change. We have to change so many of our thinkings, our thought patterns. We have to just change so many things. So quickly, the number one should be the change from the habit of thinking about and fearing the things you do not desire. Sometimes we have this fear of the unknown, the fear of tomorrow, the fear of, okay, if I do this action, I don't know what the result is going to be. Why don't you take the action, and when the result comes out, that again will determine the next action to take, whether positive or negative. So just take the action. We need to change from fearing that, okay, something bad might happen, to the habit of believing you can and you will make life pay off on your own terms. Also, we need to change from the habit of thinking and talking of the physical ailments you may have. Once you dive into those informations, especially the ones that have to do with health, wait, don't eat this, don't drink this, don't combine this and this, don't, so many things like that. You find out that all of this just makes us fear the more. So once again, another thing we have to change is from the habit of desiring more material things that you need and can use, to the habit of sharing your riches so that they will serve others, thereby multiplying themselves on your behalf. What this simply means is enough of gathering wealth or gathering material things or possessions that you cannot use. What's the essence of having fancy shoes and bags when somebody else doesn't even have bedroom slippers, like a rubber slippers to wear? What's the need of having fleets of cars when someone cannot even afford to eat a meal in a day around you? What's the essence of having lots of houses everywhere when your relatives, your loved ones, your family members don't even have a shelter over their head? Like this COVID issue we had, let's take analysis of this. The COVID issue, none of us could drive our cars, wear our fancy clothes anywhere, our jewelries and all of that, our shiny jewelries, our costly hairdo, all of that was just not needed during this COVID time. Why? Because we're all locked indoor. In fact, going nowhere, had no use of them. So that means we can actually do without having too much of those things. Too much of everything they say is bad. So why not, rather than just acquiring things for yourself, more clothes, more house, more shoes, more bags, more jewelries, more of yourself, to serving other people? Let your wealth, let those things you get serve other people. You should be able to sometimes go through your wardrobe and okay, this clothes, enough of this clothes is been long. I have 2 of it. It has stayed 1 month, it has stayed 6 months, it has stayed a year, it has stayed more years. Okay, it's no more fit for me. Okay, I think I've upgraded, so I don't need this. And you pick them up and give them to the less privileged around you. Go to the orphanage house and give them items, share your wealth. And with that, the more you share your wealth, just like seeds farmers do, they spread their seed and they grow differently. So once you spread your wealth that way, I think it's okay.